So, you had $100,000 in the bank. And I think from there, you drove the business to 200 crores in top line and to profitability, right?
Yes.
And
we had $70,000 to be exact.
Okay, even better. And if I think you went through it. So if you were to summarize the top 3 business decisions you took that helped you, get there, what would those be? I think you touched upon them, but, if you can just summarize them.
I think differentiate for your core consumer. My core consumer was this tier 2 city woman who wanted exciting products, who wanted them at who wanted them at a price point that she could afford. And those products were not available in third-party brands at those price points. And so we created those products and it just worked magic for us. In many times what happens is when it comes to personal nuances, you referred to this in early part of our interview where you said, was there a personal problem you were trying to solve? In fact, I think personal problem has a bias of not looking at data. And I'll tell you why. We used to look at this data and we found that there was a lipstick called L18, which used to sell at 100 rupees. We used to get a lot of traffic, but it didn't used to convert, which means that there is demand at that price point. We are not able to convert it. What we did, we launched a spectacular lipstick at, I think, 105 rupees. It was called NYB Creamy Matte Lipstick. Felt as good as a 600-700 rupee lipstick when you applied it on your lips. Obviously, we compromised on packaging to make it cheaper.
Right.
I think our lipstick volumes went up 7 times in one day. Right. But we live in tier 1 cities. We earn tier 1 salaries. We will never create a product at 100 rupees because we don't think people around us will consume it. So we are not building for businesses for us. We are building businesses for our consumers. Till date, it happens to be the number 1 makeup brand on Purplle when we have Maybelline and Lakme running discounts.
Right.
So I think, look at data. And, there is always a very creative way to look at data, to be honest. There's one more data point I recently looked at and I thought, wow, this is possible. So we recently did a brand track for one of our brands in skincare. Good Vibes. What I found in that brand track was there are many brands in India which have zero or nearly zero Tom plus Pond awareness. And they are 200 crore brands, right? So obviously you have the large guys from Unilever or even a Mamaearth, which has probably the best awareness in terms of top of the mind and spontaneous recall. But there are many brands which are less than 4 or 5 Tom plus Pond. And these are actually 200 crore brands. What I'm taking away from this is historical logic was you build awareness and then the brand will get to 100, 150, 200 crores. But to build awareness, you have to burn money in the early years.
Right.
But here I am seeing 200 crore brands being built without that quote unquote awareness of Tom and Pond, which means you can build 200 crore rupee brands by sitting on it for 4 or 5 years and doing the right things. Right. You don't need to spend money on TV or YouTube too much. So I think you can look at data and derive opportunities. You can also look at data and not derive opportunities. You have to just back yourself and say, look, data is suggesting something. Maybe there is something that is against what my usual belief systems are, and I must try it.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that has always helped.